Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Steve Ludwig, President and CEO of Select Insurance Group and the Insurance Man. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about some theories of how to be able to trip an ignition interlock device. So as you're seeing here, this is a real sample of an ignition interlock device. Obviously this is not plugged in, but basically what this does is this is a measure on your blood alcohol content, which ultimately people are required to put on their vehicles after a DUI or subsequent offense. And what this does, it measures your blood alcohol content. If you read a certain blood alcohol content, then this device that you blow into will then not start the vehicle. So you would have to also, as you're driving the vehicle, there are systematic time frames to where you have to blow back into the device. You hum into the device, blow into it. Everybody, it's a little different based on the companies, but most of them are all the same. You do all those things. And then what this is going to do is it registers that. If it finds that you trip the device or it doesn't end up working, then obviously it locks you out and your car would shut off. And then that obviously reports to whoever your probation officer is. If you failed the test, obviously that reports to your probation officer as well here too. But this one, like I said, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go off camera here for a minute. We have a couple of the main ones that a lot of people feel are going to alter the results. So the first one we have here is we have mouthwash. So mouthwash, a lot of people think that mouthwash is going to change the scenario on here. We'll go through and we'll check that out. Peanut butter. We'll also look at bubble gum, specifically wintergreen bubble gum. Hot sauce. Now, there's also, guys, there's been reports that people have put grass in their mouth. There's a person that put feces in their mouth. Get nasty! We do not recommend you do these things. This is just purely to just show or to debunk the results that this is going to alter the ignition interlock in any way. We do not recommend drinking and driving, so I want to put all the disclaimers out there that this is not for anything more than just fun, to just show you that these things do not in fact work. I specifically recommend that you do not put feces or sticks or anything of the sort in your mouth.
Stop it. Get some help.
To be able to throw off of it this ignition interlock device. And then in addition to that, I recommend just not drinking and driving, period, that you arrive alive, that you designate a responsible driver, somebody that has not had anything to drink, to be able to drive you around if you're going to go out and celebrate, have a few drinks for the night. So we're going to get to the test here real quick. We'll be back soon. In the interim of that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drink up here, and we're going to see what these test results say. This is One Shot Jim Beam. This is a 80 proof Kentucky distilled bourbon. It's like I said, 80 proof, 40% alcohol by volume. So bottoms up. All right, so they have one shot of the Kentucky distilled bourbon.
Of the Kentucky distilled bourbon.
That's not me slurring speech or anything at this point. This is just one shot on here, right? So one shot of the Jim Beam bourbon. And first one that we did on here, first I registered on here, I had a 0.02 alcohol by volume. Now, in some states, I'm just speaking upon Missouri, that if you have such as like a CDL license or you're under the age of 18, under the age of 21, your alcohol by volume has to be less than 0.04. So that would essentially be really 2 drinks. But really Missouri and a lot of other states don't have a tolerance for it altogether. If you're drinking and you're driving, you're in trouble. So they'll find a way to be able to get you in trouble. Just don't drink and drive, right? But anyway, I registered at 0.02 on this device. Okay, so I would blow into this device on the regular. If I was driving, I would have to continue to kind of like into the device, and I would have to register whatever that was in there. So the first thing on here we tried was Listerine. Listerine had no effect on these things. Listerine is one of the it actually, I'm surprised it didn't actually make more alcohol content since it has alcohol in there, but it didn't have any effect on that. So we're going to try number 2, which is going to be Jif peanut butter. So the results are in. After number 2, Jif peanut butter, no difference in result. So Jif peanut butter is a fail. We're still at 0.02. I've not drank any more, taken any additional shots. Though by the end of this video, there's no guarantees of what could be happening here. So the third one on here is going to be wintergreen gum. We're going to check that out real quick and see exactly what the results are. The number 3 result, Orbit Gum, had no effect on the blood alcohol content. Orbit Gum, this was wintergreen. It supposedly is supposed to alter what your test shows in there, and it did absolutely nothing. So, fourth one, test results should be going up here any moment now. So, the fourth one, and I'm really not looking forward to, is hot sauce, picante sauce. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a shot of hot sauce, which we do not recommend you do this at home or work. Specifically at work, this is some hot shit, so just don't do it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to down this, and Nick and everybody else here is going to enjoy my misery as I'm taking a shot of hot sauce, okay? So, bottoms up.
You win, Chuck. Guys.
It's not good. I'm literally sweating now. And the fourth test result, other than making me miserable, that had no bearing on the effect of what the blood alcohol content read on the device. So, as you see here, these are the 4. Now, there are other ones, like I said, putting feces in your mouth.
You nasty!
Okay, personally, as a cop, if I was a cop, if somebody was willing to put crap in their mouth, I probably would give them a ride home. But that's obviously not something that we recommend, and not something I'm going to make an example of here.
Thank you, Jesus!
We're just going to stick with these main 4 that are supposed to alter things. There's also where people have said, well, you just don't blow with your diaphragm. Well, that's part of the whole humming process. I'm still feeling this hot sauce in my mouth, and it is extremely hot. So we want to debunk that theory that anything is going to be changed. Again, we don't want you guys to be out there drinking and driving. Be responsible. If you're going to drink, it's not hard. Call yourself an Uber or a Lyft. Call yourself a friend, somebody that's going to be able to get you home. Plan ahead of time so that you don't get in trouble, because DUIs, let's just face it, guys, are expensive, okay? And nobody wants to put this device in here. This is definitely not going to help your dating game in any way, shape, or form. If you're having to sit here and blow into this thing, do not have other people blow into the device for you, because these devices, what they do is they measure your blood alcohol content, and they look at the frequency that is in the blood alcohol content. They look at what your lung capacity is and a couple other things. And the system is ultimately going to know if you're trying to screw with it, if you're trying to be able to con the system, it's going to find out. So just don't do it, okay? Just don't do it. It's a lot better for you. I recommend it for your, your privilege to be able to drive is one that can be taken away. It's one that, you can ultimately hurt other people by being out there on the road. We just don't want to have you guys do that. So anyway, the other thing here I want to talk to you guys about is making sure that you have a reliable company for your ignition interlock, okay? There are lots of companies out there to choose from, okay? One of the companies that we have partnered together with, we know that creates quality products, and they do everything. This is like kind of the base model product on here, but this is Intoxilock, okay? Intoxilock, if you actually go to selectsr22insurance.com/Intoxilock, you will find a link that will give you additional savings mechanisms for yourself as you go online to be able to register to have one of these installed in your vehicle. If you're going to have one installed, you want to use a company like Intoxilock because And Toxilock is a quality company. You don't want to have a device that's ultimately going to be cheap, that's going to misfire, lock you out, cause problems for you, and ultimately you land in the same position that you were in before, which is in trouble. Nobody wants to have that happen. So even if you have to spend a few extra additional dollars, you want to make sure that you have a quality piece of machinery while you have to have this ignition interlock device in your car to make sure that not only you're protected, but the general public is protected as well too. So this was my test of the ignition interlock to show you guys that you are not able to ultimately stump the ignition interlock devices. We hope that you found some good content in here. A reminder again, disclaimers wise, we don't recommend drinking and driving. We don't recommend that you put hot sauce in your mouth or peanut butter or crap or Orbit gum or anything of the sort in there. We don't recommend that you do that, especially to trip an ignition interlock device. And you probably don't want to drink at 10 o'clock in the morning like I'm doing right now. That's pretty much it, guys. So we hope you've enjoyed this video. For other videos, visit us at selectsr22insurance.com or follow us online on YouTube or Facebook, Select Insurance Group. Make sure to throw a like at us and then be sure to follow us as well for other informative videos. On here.
There you go.
What about flex cam?
No. Stop. Stop.
Hit up a flex cam again. Flex cam number 3. Okay. That was awful. That was awful without a chaser. Ooh, that burns. All right. All right. Can we get the flex cam real quick? Go out here. Are we allowed to really? Are we supposed to be drinking at work? No,
No.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, we won't tell the boss, right?
Okay,
I guess if you're the boss, it has its perks, right?
That's first.
Okay.